Right, so today what I want to do, uh, today was the release of the last season chapter. So what I want to do is, I've already played the last season chapter. We don't need to worry about that. But what I do want to do today is take some time to do what I usually do at the end of every season of this game, which is just talk about my overall thoughts of the season as a whole, and mostly positive this season, to be honest. The issues I have are the same as my issues every season, and I'm not going to go over them too much because people get annoyed at me when I go over my issues with this game too often. What I will say though is something good that they did do this season, today in fact. Actually give us anything. I'm trying to see what gives this stuff and helps top speed. Doesn't, but oh well. Yeah, it was actually giving away Scrooge McDuck for free. I really like that. Like, if you've logged in for every day of a season, get one of the monthly characters for free. I feel like that's a really good incentive to come in with the we've been, as a community, people have been quite vocal about how unfair, especially these new things, these new trials feel. And I'm among one of them. I don't like the fact that the game basically wants you to spend like hours upon hours grinding the game every single day, not only to do all of your dailies, which takes an hour itself, but also to do these other things for very minimal rewards, or like two shards for completing 2 shards a day, and most of the time it's not even shards for the character that the event is centered around. Like this event was mostly giving shards away for Baymax. So I don't know if I'm 100% on board with that. I do think that the new track is pretty good. I do think the new track, Wonderland, is pretty good. Do I have enough to level 37? I don't think I've got enough. I don't think I've got enough of 4 levels. But yeah, I'm just gonna unlock Queen of Hearts, and we'll talk about the season as we like do this, as we unlock Queen of Hearts. I like the track this season, but I think it is kind of, what do we need to do? Stay in the air for 12 seconds. Well, we've already fucked that, haven't we? Uh... Yeah, oh gosh. It does kind of open up a bit of an issue that I've had with, and it's not really an issue that I've had with the game very long. But it is a thing that I've noticed comparing this to the competition when looking at something like Sonic Racing Crossworlds, for example. And I know I'm comparing apples and oranges, because that game is full price and has obviously had a lot more time in the oven than this, probably has a lot more people working on it. It is AAA. But yeah, comparing the track quality in this and just the amount of like variety and the amount of even like a Mario Kart, the tracks in this game, and that's including Wonderland, all feel very, very similar to each other. There isn't... I mean, they all kind of have the same kind of layout, just with a different coat of paint. Like, there's nothing that really makes driving on each track feel distinct. There's no, like, real set pieces. And I feel like tracks do get kind of boring very quickly. They do outstay their welcome very quickly. Which isn't something that I've felt with something like a Sonic Crossworlds yet. But then again, I've been playing this game for 2 years. I've been playing Sonic Crossworlds for less than a month. So, you know, apples and oranges there. But I have noticed, even with the newest track, and even with like new tracks that get released, I'm starting to feel bored with those tracks. Like I'll be racing on a track for like a couple days, and then I'll be like, I really want to feel something new at this point. Like, it feels like you go through the track like 2 times and you've seen everything you need to see. I'm just saying, at this point, 2 years into the game's lifespan, especially since we're drawing back from the amount of characters being released, and we're like monetizing a lot of content there, and we're also only getting, it also looks like we're only getting like a track every other season, which I still think it's way too early to do that, by the way. I still think way too early to do that, by the way, because there aren't enough, I don't feel like there's enough tracks in the game at this point to justify slowing down on making new tracks. Because how many tracks are in the game at this point? If we go to friendly race, local free play, 1 player, we have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 tracks. Which is alright. But we've got games like Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, which launch with that amount and are getting more tracks as well. This game has only just reached 22 and has been out for 2 years. You know, is gonna be its 3rd year anniversary next April, which is less than a year away. I'm going to play the new track because, and again, it's another track that looks like a penis.
I can look at it myself.
Oh, come on. I can turn a mosquito into another.
Me? I promise.
I might as well go in with,
Woohoo!
This is gonna be fun.
Scrooge.
Not to worry, I will prevail.
I might as well go in with Scrooge.
You will all get what's coming to you.
A grand day for a race.
Comparing this to last season, it's leagues better because there is actually a new track, and the new track, it does feel like it's had more time in the oven. It does feel worth the wait. But I just feel like I'm looking for more excitement from the tracks, maybe more set pieces from the tracks. Like maybe some stuff where the camera pans backwards and you're being chased by something. Okay, I'm not quite sure. So is that the thing with Scrooge? It's when you pick up the... It's picking up these lucky dimes. Oh, that... Yeah, picking up the dimes gives you... So it's not 100% gonna guarantee giving you... It just gives you a skill. It doesn't guarantee giving you your unique skill. It just gives you any skill. That's kind of interesting, though. It's an interesting way of doing a character. Like just increasing his ability to get skills. I assume that's a passive skill. Or that's considered his passive skill. Which is interesting. It just means that Scrooge McDuck is going to be getting more skills than any other character on a track. Unless that character is Anxiety or Genie. Or... So he's basically got Snow White's skill, but it's a passive. That's interesting. I don't know where it's going to fit him in the overall grand scheme of things, because his top speed is still significantly low. It's like around King Candy level. But I feel like him having a passive which King Candy doesn't have, and also, you know, just having what seems to be better skills than King Candy, probably makes him a better character as a whole.
Oh, perfect day for a race.
I'm gonna put some stuff into Eric.
This is great.
I'll give him quite a bit because he is a good character. He is a really good character.
Don't
And we also don't know who's getting supercharged next season either. Yeah, overall, this is a good season. Is it a return to form? I would. It's a return to what we expected from, what we were to expect from. Like, this is what we should expect from every season. A well-designed track, 3 characters that all look pretty decent. I would even argue Queen of Hearts looks like the best character this season. And she's the free character. The 2 season pass characters, the free season pass characters, I don't like. I will just straight up say, I don't like. I don't like Randall and Jasmine as season pass characters because they're so easy to get. I just feel like that slot should be taken up by characters that are harder to get, characters that are at least epic and that are more recent. So I feel like even if it was like Genie and Sully, or Genie and Jafar, it would make more sense to me. Just because Jasmine is a common character, I don't feel like that slot should be taken by common characters. That's just my opinion. And with that, I am going to go through a little bit of an account tour. So we're just going to take a look at the characters that I do have, who I've got supercharged already, who I don't have, which is just, you know, a lot of the recent characters. Mr. Incredible, my luck has just been terrible with pulling Mr. Incredible shards. I don't know what to say. It's just the most recent mid-season characters. And, you know, so Alice I haven't gotten, Aurora, Cinderella, Dale, Fozzie Bear, Mad Hatter, Maui, Snow White, Evil Queen, and Mr. Incredible. I just haven't been putting any real time into by level. I just haven't been putting any real time into the mid-season races, especially most recently, just because I don't like how those characters are unlocked. I don't like, you know, having to invest so much time into so little reward. But anyway, supercharged characters is basically just this top pro and Mike. The supercharged grind is a lot, and not every character that's come out of with supercharged available have I had. Not every character that's come out with supercharged available has been a character that I've had at level 50 at the time of supercharged availability. That being said, Mickey Mouse is my only maxed out character, just because he's the easiest one. He was the first one that you were like showered with supercharged stuff for. Meg, I'm working on getting fully supercharged as well, because her supercharged shards are actually part of the daily calendar. I'm working on getting Mulan supercharged because she's nearly there. Yeah, but out of these characters, Mickey Mouse is finally usable. It's finally usable. I think out of all of the supercharged characters, he's probably going to fit around the middle, because that's where he was. That's where he was. Back in day. That's where he was way back at the start of the game. Meg is finally being put back in the meta. Hercules is doing a lot for me. Mike is back to being the menace that he was at the start of the game back in season 1. But yeah, we're close to maxing out Olaf. We're close to maxing out Randall. And that is something that this season has been good for, is it has actually been forcing me to invest in older characters as well. Characters that I wouldn't normally have invested in. I don't necessarily have anyone that I'm putting all of my time into. I'm basically just playing as the characters that the game tells me to play as. But yeah, and I'm obviously investing in stuff for the tournaments. It's funny how I made a video talking about how much I don't like this game mode, but it's also probably what has controlled the characters that I've been investing into for the last for specifically the last 3 seasons. I think this was the first one where I was like, I'm not going to be like smooth sailing this. This was the first one where I was like, I'm not going to be doing this easily. I need to invest in some characters before doing this. And then the Pirates of the Caribbean one, I'm still making my way through. You know, Nightmare Before Christmas, I'm still making my way through. You know, with like Sally. I think it is just Sally. It's just getting Sally to level 30, and then I'll be all right. And Tron, I've got a lot of grinding with all the Tron characters to get through. But that's probably gonna do it for this season. I don't know if I'm going to be as positive. And looking back at it, I haven't actually been that positive with this season. I think a big thing that has drawn back this season is just Sonic Crossworlds coming out and being everything that this game is dialed up. And, you know, again, apples and oranges. That's a full-priced game. That's AAA. It's got Sonic characters in it. You know, it's and it's working on a formula of like previously established Sonic racing games, and plus it's got Steve from Minecraft in it, so there's that. What I will say about this season is it is significantly better than last season. I would say that the Wonderland track is arguably the best track in the game. It's certainly got the most variety. But yeah, I don't know. I'm getting that feeling with this game where it's starting to feel stale. Like, even the stuff that I was enjoying, which was the tracks, it's just starting to feel like there's not as much passion being put into the game as there has been. When this game came out, everything was like fresh and inviting and vibrant. And now there hasn't been a character that's come out that's super excited me. You know, Winnie the Pooh would be something that's a cause for excitement for me, but we don't even know if there's going to be a track next season yet. And that's scary that the communication has been so bad from Gameloft. It's scary that it's not even clear whether we're getting a season, whether we're getting a track next season. And what I'm probably going to do, I'm going to try and do a reaction to when there is a like trailer, like showcase, like the showcase videos they do for the next seasons. When that does come out, I will try to do a reaction on it, because next season, outside of what's coming in the next roadmap, which I have some points for. I have some predictions for what the next roadmap is going to entail. But I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna happen, to be honest. I feel like this game is treading water, and I really want something big. I think the game, if we are getting a few like dud seasons in a row, or we're getting like a season that's a bit of a dud with the Toy Story season, we're getting a season here which seems like more of a win, but it's just like, this feels less like a shot of espresso and more like cough syrup. It feels less like you've changed the battery, and more like you've just taken the battery out, rubbed it on your chest a bit, and then put it back in. So like the game, it's working again, but you haven't. It's not completely. It's not back to new. It's not like. It's still working on the same batteries that. It's still a battery that's, you know, on its last legs, kind of thing. If that makes sense, that analogy makes sense, which I don't think it does. But anyway, that is my opinion of this season. Next season is a big question mark, whether it's gonna be good or whether it's gonna be another dud. But I hope we're leaning towards something, and the next roadmap does show off something really exciting. Whether it's like a track that is going to have like huge set pieces, or whether we're leading towards next roadmap is the last one that we get. It's got 2 seasons on it, or it's got 1 season on it, and it's like, that is the last season of the game. Everything will be reverted to free. You're going to get everything in the game gifted to you, but servers shut down halfway through next year. Either of those 2 things are likely. What I'm worried about is that the second thing, the game shutting down, the servers shutting down, is more likely. That worries me more than anything else. But anyways, let me know in the comments below what you thought of season 15 of Disney Speedstorm. Whether you're excited about this season, whether you're excited for next season. What do you think is the future of this game? Are you optimistic? Are you pessimistic? Are you just riding the coattails, or have you left for greener pastures? Where do you stand with this game? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed. Bye.